Courtyard by Marriott presents CNBC TV 18 Disruptors.
Welcome back, still in a very exciting, insightful chat with Mr. Mahesh Gupta of Kent Purifiers. Why is the market of purifiers not growing? Because one doesn't see people buying them very often.
Absolutely. See, this is something which I have not been able to answer myself. I keep asking this question. There are only 3% homes in India who have an RO purifier.
Okay.
And can you believe it that a similar product, similar appliances is automatic washing machine, similar price, one in a home, required by everybody is 10% penetration. Now, do you require a washing machine at home first or you require a water purifier? I will say a water purifier is a must because concerning your health. Washing machine, you can do it some other way also. But it's a choice of the people. People in India like to pay for convenience rather than health. It's a bit of an unfortunate thing. One. And number two, people still believe boiling is the best way of purifying the water.
Is it?
It is not. But belief of the people cannot be changed. If you boil something, can it remove what is soluble in water? It can't. You have salt in water and you boil, salt doesn't come out. You have sugar in water, you boil, sugar doesn't come out. Similarly, if you have insecticides and pesticides and dissolved impurities in water, can they come out? They cannot. But people still feel boiling is a better method than RO purifier.
Okay, now this brings me to the most basic question as a consumer for me. You put 4 water purifiers in front of me, I will have no idea which one is RO, which one is RO Grand, which one is UV, which one is what. How do you differentiate your products and how do you communicate that this is good for you?
Yeah, I think that's a problem with the consumer. A consumer is not supposed to know it, but I think consumer is getting educated today with internet on his hand. He can read on what is an RO purifier, what is an UV purifier, what is a better method of purification. Although we have been communicating for last 13 years in television, in all types of medias, but a consumer is a consumer. Consumer looks at an ad only when he requires to buy. When he is not requiring to buy, he is not looking at that. That goes above his head.
Okay. How do you disrupt the distribution of these products?
Well, what we can do is we are trying to do disruptions by various means. How you reach to a consumer is by direct marketing. We can't knock at the door of the house, but we need to take an appointment and then go to his house. So we advertise, we get calls, or people go there and try to talk to them. Or through references, we try to go it. So we don't do it ourselves, but we appoint franchisees who go and do it in every localities. Then we can put our products into the general trade stores. So you've gone to buy some white good appliances.
It goes to about 12,000 stores, your products?
I think it's about 12,000 stores at the moment.
The plan to increase it is?
I'm not looking at the number of stores much more than the time people are going to spend on the stores. So that's my focus at this moment of time. Then today the buying behavior is changing of the people. From the general trade stores, people are moving either to large format stores. And from large formats, you're moving to the e-commerce platform.
How much does e-commerce account for in your total sales?
My sales, e-commerce would be accounting so about 10%.
You said you were an innovator, you've never done anything that someone else has done. What do you do about the others who did exactly what you did? Before Kent came in, there was no RO purification, RO water purification in the country. After Kent came in, developed the market grew. Then you had people with stronger brands coming in, the likes of AquaGuard, you had the might of Hindustan Unilever, as well as all of them starting their own products. So how do you try to stick your own in front of the competition?
I would welcome much more people to come in, and I will welcome all of them to tell consumers why they should have an RO purifier. I would like 3% figure to go to a 10% figure. Whatever share I can get out of this is left to the consumer to differentiate how am I better than the other. Okay. He may like to buy from me. But more the people, the more the category will grow.
You're trying to diversify from water to air and food as well?
Yes.
Tell us a little more about that.
So air impurities is again a big issue in this country. I can't do anything outside the room. So in an outside atmosphere, if air is bad, we can't do anything. The moment you walk into a bedroom and the moment you are in office, in a controlled room, you can certainly purify the air. So we made a purifier totally indigenously with our own technologies so that we can purify room into air with the HEPA filters. But we are not stopping at that. We have many issues into the room air purification. You come into my room and you are infected with certain disease, you're going to leave all the bacteria into my room. I need to clean that bacteria. If I don't do it...
Have you found the solution to that?
We are finding solution to that, and next year you will get a product from our side.
Okay, so let's talk about the business itself. What is your business model like? How much of your revenue comes from water purification? How much of it comes from service of water purification? How much of it comes from the other appliances? And what is the mix likely to change going forward?
See, at the moment, about 90% of my business comes from water purifier, including servicing. So servicing will constitute to about 30%, and 60% will go into sale of the appliances. Approximately, I'm telling you, and 10% is coming from my appliances sector or air purification sector. And going forward, obviously my appliance sector, and this will also increase, this will also grow. What percentage it will yield, I have not made a model. So my model of business is very clear: be ready and give what consumer desires.
So FY18, you said you did around 850 crores of revenues.
I did about 830 crores.
830,
and this year we'll close at about 940 crores.
940. You have any financial goals in mind?
Well, financial goals, broadly speaking, yes. We think that 15% growth will come to us naturally. Whereas in appliances, I could grow much faster because it's a new range of products which I have launched.
So in appliances, is there any itch to go ahead and acquire some of the brands which are available right now?
I'm not doing that thing at the moment. I'm not into all appliances. My focus is only on the purity aspect and not the convenience aspect. So whichever appliance I'm trying to bring in has a story on purity.
Okay, so say someone like a Hindustan Unilever, they have a brand called Purit. If they ask you to sell your company to them, would you be able to do that?
Well, I'll say no, because I have a vision. I have a vision to provide benefit to the consumer, and I don't think I'm in debt that I must sell them. I'm not here only to multiply my money. I'm here to serve my consumers.
We'll take a short break, come back, and we'll be in the experience center of Kent.
Courtyard by Marriott presents CNBC TV 18 Disruptors. Courtyard by Marriott presents CNBC TV 18 Disruptors.
So after a very heartening and insightful conversation with Mr. Gupta, we're now here in his demonstration room. Tell us a little about the evolution of the RO purifier. You started with the RO purifier, then you tweaked around, and then there is something known as the smart purifier as well?
Absolutely. As you can, I'll show you through this room here.
Right.
We have evolved as we have gone through a time space.
I think there's somewhere there, out there.
You can see I have a range of products here.
Okay.
I'd like to show you a product which is a Kent Grand, which is the most popular. I think in terms of, we have about 18 models.
Okay.
This model is the highest selling model.
And how many does it sell every year?
I would say out of a 5 lakh RO purifier which sell, this would be at least 1,50,000 in number.
Okay.
It's the highest selling water purifier.
Right. You are an inventor by nature. You've been inventing a lot of products. Even at IOC, you had a lot of patents to your name. Are you still the inventor, or do you have a team right now doing all the R&D?
I have a team who does it. I can't do everything of my own, but I certainly lead the team. I certainly give them an idea, what they need to do. And my ideas come not because of myself. My ideas come what we interact with customers, and we find what they are talking about. Like they talked about a waste of water. I have a purifier here in which there is no water is wasted.
That's right.
The RO purifier with no water wastage I've came out. Simple idea that I had a water recovery of more than 50%. We put 2 tanks in this purifier so that we could store what is reject water, and one can use it for washing utensils.
So with all this purification of water, why didn't you come out with a water brand itself?
Well, I'm against selling water.
Okay.
I'm in need. I say that we must purify water and drink pure water to protect against waterborne disease. But water is a fundamental right of every individual. I am against selling water. And especially bottled water, because bottled water is a waste of carbon, a waste of energy. you spend more time in transportation of water, energy in transportation of water, and then you don't know what to do with the plastic bottle.
So what next in the step of water purification itself? Because now I was going through one of your SKUs, it's a smart water purifier, which in real time.
Right. This is a smart purifier. Okay. You can see, you get a display of all the information of what is happening in the purifier.
That's right.
Whether it's giving a pure water or not, it displays that. It displays how much the life of the filters left out here. Then it gets connected by IoT to our server. So before you will come to know that something is going to go wrong in my purifier, I will be able to know this. So I can call you back and say, sir, do you think you'd like to service?
So if you ever thought it was just a plain simple glass of water you were drinking, it's not just that, it's a lot more than that. And now, like he's speaking, there's perhaps even IoT that's only telling you one thing. Not only is data the new oil, data is perhaps the new water as well. But let's move away from water. Now, Kent as a brand has been positioned very strongly as a water purifier.
Right.
Lately, you've got into new home appliances as well.
Right.
How difficult are the challenges for you to move away from a water purifier brand to other home appliances?
Having come into water, I realized the air is an issue.
Air is an issue, okay.
So air is getting contaminated. So we came out with an air purifier, which is totally made in India. Okay. It's not something like I import from China and do it. Everything is made by us here. Then we came out with a lot of our stuffs on purification. Like I like to show you out here. This is a vegetable cleaner. You may understand why do you need to clean vegetables. Idea is the vegetables, once they are produced in the farms, have a lot of insecticides and pesticides sprayed over them. And a lot of disease happens because you don't clean your vegetables.
So basically what you're trying to say is that the mother brand Kent now stands for purification.
We say Kent is a house of purity. Anything to do with purity, in terms of your air, in terms of your water, in terms of food, we want to be there. And we want to give health to the people with purifying.
So what explains your foray into bread makers and atta makers and all of that?
So
how is that pure?
Each has an application.
How are you differentiating your offering?
See, once we did with vegetables, then we talked about food. You know, the biggest problem is like what you said, atta maker. You need atta with hands.
That's right.
And if you look at the nails of a housewife or a maid for that matter, if she's kneading the atta, I don't think you will like to eat.
But these are products which are available in the market already, right?
I don't think you have a bread maker and atta maker in every home.
Right.
There may be few people who may, I don't think I have invented that machine. But what I have done is, how it is applicable in India, that's the way we have done it in India.
So now that brings me to that section. Now you've spoken about bread maker. Why are there toasters and grinders and blenders and juice makers? Do you want to become a whole home appliance company?
See, look at this, a slow speed juicer. This is totally designed by us. It's totally invented by us. It's a slow speed juicer. People have a habit of drinking juice in India. But they take out juice in a high speed juicer. High speed with the friction kills all the nutrients in a juicer. So we think a slow speed juicer is a must. So people went around and imported slow speed juicer. We designed a slow speed juicer which is based on our simple principle of rotating some shaft and then pushing the fruit from this side and taking out juice on this side and a low speed, about 100 RPM.
So how many patents do you have right now?
I think I have about 20 patents with me.
20 patents. And your competitors aren't pushing in or pressing in, coming out with more aggressive products. How do you keep up?
Well, I don't think I'm looking at my competition. I always say if I have to run a 100-meter race, you don't look at the back, you look at the front. So my goal post is in the front, and I say, let me run my race. And whether I'm succeeding or not, I don't worry about it.
Okay, so what is your next goal post then?
Well, I think I have a lot to do in the food stuff. There are many vacancies, but I'm also working on the airspace. So we are designing equipment which will enhance oxygen percentage in your room.
What fuels your passion?
Well, I think if I look at the difficulties which consumers face, I face, so that gives me energy to say, how can I find a solution to this?
You've shared all your experiences, all your knowledge with the consumers via the products that you've made. Are there any plans for you to share all the spoils that you've made with this, with the shareholders? Any plans for an IPO perhaps?
Well, let me come back to this idea. This has been talked many times to me.
That's right.
What's your plan to share your prosperity with the consumers?
That's right.
I look at it, why do you go to the market? let's look at the basic principle. You go to the market because you require funds.
Okay.
I don't believe in going to market to capitalize my valuation. I'm not into valuation game.
Okay.
So basic principle, fundamental is you go to public, say, I need this money to do this business. Would you like to be my partner?
Right.
Right. I would certainly like everybody to be a partner of this, but at the moment, I think I'm able to meet my requirements from my own reserves.
What are your annual CAPEX requirements?
So it varies what we want to do, whether we want to building a new factory or we want to have more machines.
Currently,
whatever we require, we are able to generate enough profits. Okay. And I always say I believe in my money much more than I believe in money of my shareholders, prospective shareholders. Okay. I'll certainly go to them. The moment I require more money, I have a bigger idea. Okay. Then I'll say I like to share with you.
What is the future of the company likely to be?
Well, I think we are a very professional company. Okay. We have professionals sitting into each department, whether it's sales department or it's a finance department or it's a production department. Professionals are taking care of all the businesses. On board of directors, my son is with me. Okay. He's a young entrepreneur, and we have a strong management to work for.
All right, we wish you all the very best for the future of Kent.
Thank you, Mangla.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Gupta, for joining us.
Courtyard by Marriott presents CNBC TV 18 Disruptors.